The WNBA is officially on life support and the plug is about to be pulled. Forget the highlights and the sold-out jerseys because the doors to every arena are about to be locked tight. The league is currently staring down a 48-hour clock that will end the season before the first ball is even tipped. This is not a drill, and it is not a negotiation tactic by the players. This is a total meltdown of the most successful era in women's sports history because of pure greed.
Yo, if you love real basketball stories, deep dives, and the drama behind the game, you're in the right place. But if you want to take it to the next level, hit that join button. Members get exclusive content, early access, and behind-the-scenes drops you won't see anywhere else. Plus, you're directly supporting the channel and helping us bring you even better content. So if you rock with Basketball Spilled, become a member today. Let's keep the game alive.
The league office has backed the players into a corner, and the players are finally ready to burn the whole house down. We are witnessing the reputation ruin of a professional league in real time. The 2026 season is on the brink of being canceled, and the fans are the ones left holding the bag. The explosion happened on a Tuesday morning in a high-rise office building where the air was thick with tension. The league and the players' union had been meeting for months, but everything changed when the newest revenue numbers hit the table. The league is swimming in more cash than it has ever seen in its entire existence. TV networks are throwing billions of dollars at the WNBA because the ratings are through the roof. But when the players asked for their fair share, the room went silent. The commissioner stood up and told the players that the league was still not profitable enough to meet their demands. This was a bold-faced lie, and everyone in the room knew it. The players walked out right then and there and gave the league an ultimatum. They gave them 48 hours to come back with a real offer, or there would be no basketball in 2026. This is the ticking clock that the league tried to keep a secret from the fans. They wanted to keep selling tickets and jerseys while knowing that a lockout was almost certain. The lead negotiators for the league have been caught in a web of their own making. They promised the players that the new CBA would reflect the growth of the game. Instead, they offered a deal that actually makes it harder for veterans to stay on rosters. They want to use the new expansion teams as an excuse to keep salaries low across the board. The league is trying to play a shell game with the money, and the players are not falling for it this time. The tension is so high that security had to be called to the meeting room when one team owner told a superstar to be grateful for what she already had. The hard truth is that the league office is acting like a toxic teammate that refuses to pass the ball. They are hoarding the wealth while the athletes are the ones putting their bodies on the line every night. We have obtained details of the league's secret plan to wait out the players. They believe the players are too broke to survive a year without a paycheck. They are betting on the fact that these women have nowhere else to play at this level. This is a manipulative move by a corrupt front office that cares more about their bonuses than the integrity of the sport. They are willing to sacrifice an entire season of growth just to keep the players under their thumb. The disrespect has reached a level that can never be walked back. But what the cameras missed during the last few press conferences was the sheer anger in the locker rooms. Players are already packing up their lockers and looking for apartments overseas. They are not waiting for the league to make a move because they know the league is acting in bad faith. The league is currently trying to spin this as the players being greedy and demanding too much. They want the public to think that the athletes are the villains of this story, but the real villains are the executives who are trying to pocket the billion-dollar TV deal for themselves. They are the architects of this downfall, and they're doing it with a smile on their face. The league is about to lose its most popular stars, and they have no one to blame but themselves. The first half of this disaster was all about the money, but the second half is about total war. The league is now using witness statements from frustrated former staff to try and dismantle the reputations of player reps. They are leaking fake stories about locker room cancer and toxic attitudes to try and turn the fans against the players. It is a desperate and pathetic attempt to gain leverage in a fight they are losing. But the evidence against the league is mounting every single hour. We have seen the stats on travel and player safety that the league tried to bury in the last round of talks. The league is still forcing players to fly on flights that are not private while they claim to be a premier professional organization. It is a joke, and the punchline is the safety of the athletes. The players have formed a secret coalition of the top 20 stars in the game. These players have signed a pact that says if one person is locked out, they all walk away. This includes the biggest names who sell the most jerseys and bring in the most fans. If the league thinks they can just replace these women with bench players, they are delusional. The fans are not paying to see a subpar product while the real stars are sitting at home. The league office is playing a dangerous game of chicken, and they are about to hit a brick wall. They are trying to ruin the reputations of the very women who built this league into a powerhouse. It is the ultimate betrayal, and the locker room beef is now a full-scale war against the front office. We have also seen leaked audio of a team executive laughing about how they could just replace the veterans with cheaper rookies. They think the fans only care about the new names and don't realize the skill level required to play in this league. This proves that the front office has zero respect for the game or the history of the WNBA. They see the players as interchangeable parts instead of the elite athletes they are. This kind of toxic culture starts at the top and trickles down into every single team office. The corruption is deep, and it is rotting the league from the inside out. They are willing to let the 2026 season die just to prove a point about who's in charge. The expansion draft was supposed to be a celebration of how far the league has come. Instead, it has become a tool for the league to manipulate the market. They're using the new teams to create a fake scarcity of roster spots. This allows them to tell veterans that they should take a pay cut or get left behind in the draft. It is a disgusting tactic that shows exactly how the league views its employees. They aren't partners in this growth, they're just expenses to be minimized. The league is trying to play a shell game with the money, and the players are not falling for it this time. The tension is so high that security had to be called to the meeting room when one team owner told a superstar to be grateful for what she already had. As the 48-hour clock winds down, the pressure is becoming unbearable. The league tried to offer a last-minute deal that was even worse than the first one. It was a slap in the face and a clear sign that they are not interested in a fair resolution. The players rejected it in less than 5 minutes and walked out of the building for the final time. There are no more meetings scheduled and no more phone calls being taken. The league office is now in total panic because they realize the players are actually serious. They thought a threat of a lockout would make the players fold, but it only made them stronger. The union is more united than it has ever been in the history of the sport. The 2026 season is now officially on the brink of total cancellation. The arenas are going to stay dark and the jerseys are going to stay on the racks. The league has managed to destroy the most momentum any women's sport has ever had in just 48 hours. This is a monumental failure of leadership and a stain on the game that will never be washed away. The commissioner and the owners are the ones who pulled the trigger on this disaster. They would rather have no league at all than a league where the players get a fair share of the profits. It is a total meltdown that was completely avoidable if the people in charge weren't so corrupt. The fallout from this is going to be felt for decades. Sponsors are already starting to pull their deals because they don't want to be associated with a league that locks out its players. The fans are jumping ship and taking their money with them. The league's reputation is in the trash, and they are the ones who threw it there. They tried to frame the players as the problem, but everyone can see who the real villains are. The front office is a locker room cancer that has finally spread to the entire league. They have ruined the game for everyone because they couldn't handle seeing the players have real power. The evidence is clear, and the verdict is in. The WNBA as we know it is over because the people running it are obsessed with control. They have lied to the players and they have lied to the fans for years. Now the truth is out, and the cost of those lies is the entire 2026 season. The superstars are ready to move on and start something new where they are treated with respect. The league office is going to be left with empty buildings and a product that nobody wants to watch. They thought they could win a war against the players, but they ended up unaliving the entire league instead. This is the final buzzer for the 2026 season, and the scoreboard shows a total loss for the fans. The league had the chance to be great, and they chose to be greedy. They had the chance to be leaders, and they chose to be manipulators. The players are walking away with their heads high, while the commissioner is left hiding in a New York office. The 48-hour ultimatum was the last chance to save the game, and the league let it slip through their fingers. The season is gone, and the trust is broken beyond repair. The WNBA front office didn't just fuck up a deal, they fucked up the future of women's basketball forever. The league office is the architect of their own downfall, and they deserve every bit of the fire that is coming their way. The game is over, and everybody lost because the people at the top forgot that the players are the league.